Hi, I'm Nikki Payne, author of The Princess and the P.I. My first two books, Pride and Protest and Sex, Lies, and Sensibilities, were retellings of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. And one thing that I absolutely love is recasting Jane Austen as Black folk. It's a problem. I do it all the time. First up, the main thing, Emma. The thing about Emma, Jane Austen wrote in her letter to her sister, I'm about to write a character that no one's gonna particularly like but me, right? And the reason why I love Emma is that she starts off saying, I am content, I am happy, I don't need to be married, I'm good where I am, which is quite scandalous at the time. And so we have to think of a woman who we think of as like, you know what? She's good. Flow with me here. Is Emma Meg the Stallion? Like, is she Meg? If you think about her persona, the way that she approaches relationships, like if she does get into a relationship, it's absolutely gonna be because like she wants that relationship herself. It's gonna be someone who can manage her Meg the Stallion-ness. I'm gonna say Emma is Meg the Stallion, and Mr. Knightley has got to be just a basketball player who's just on his knees barking like a dog for her. That's the only solution. Like the Mr. Knightley has got to be down so bad. Like, sir, please stand up. He's like, no, I don't want to. Like that's the only Mr. Knightley I will allow.
Dating Klay Thompson, it worked.
Oh my God, that's right! She's dating Klay Thompson. That must have been in my subconscious because now, obviously, that's them. Let me set the scene for you. It was 1995, a wild time to be alive in America. A lot of things were happening for anyone that is an elder millennial and they're like in this pocket. There are a lot of like remakes of classic literature happening around this time. Oh, that Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio. But the one that got me was Clueless. I watched Clueless. It was diverse. It was incredibly relevant to like what was happening now. There were teenagers. I was obsessed. And then I found out that that was an Emma retelling. And I was like, let me get in the white folks' business, okay? Emma, what do you mean? I started reading Jane Austen and I was absolutely hooked. And then I started watching all of these things. You guys, the 8-hour BBC version, that was 1995. The Sense and Sensibility with Emma Thompson, where she's having like the nervous breakdown in the chaise lounge, that was also 1995. Like, there was something happening in 1995. And congratulations for you for coming out not weird, but it didn't work on me, okay? I was absolutely turned into someone else, living in Greenspoint, Houston, Texas, in the hood, and absolutely trying to speak with a British accent. That was me. Next, Sense and Sensibility. There's a lot going on there for the smolder. Excuse me, I think I'm landing in the 90s because now Sense and Sensibility is very much giving Jason's Lyric, right? You know Alan Payne from Jason's Lyric? And he's just like tortured and he's like such a good boy and he's trying to do the right thing. And he loves this woman, but he can't like fully love this woman because he's looking out for his brother. Is he Edward Ferrars? Is Alan Payne from Jason's Lyric Edward Ferrars? I'm going full 90s here, and I don't apologize. The sister dynamic, though, we have to move outside of Jason's Lyric. Has gotta be something incredibly iconic. It's honestly, you guys, it's giving Beyonce and Solange. It's giving Beyonce and Solange, and here's why. There is the older sister. She's got it together. She's a perfectionist. She is very pragmatic. She's very focused. And then Solange, who is artistic and, you know, she probably runs around barefoot in the rain. Like, can you feel this? You know, like that's absolutely Solange. But you know that like when they come together, they can make something fantastic, right? That's the sense and sensibility of it. Eleanor is definitely Beyonce. I think Marianne is giving Solange. I think Jane Austen works in the retelling because she had a POV. I don't think you can read Pride and Prejudice and not come away with a sense that Jane Austen had a point of view about women inheriting ancestral homes. She had an understanding, and whether her people agreed with her POV, she had one, and she spends a lot of time talking about, and in a lot of cases, making fun of laws, people, instances, cultural norms that don't make sense to her, that are silly and overdone, and she spends a lot of time with a POV about the current milieu and the cultural commentary. And I think anyone retelling a Jane Austen can siphon off the cultural commentary is actually doing the author a disservice. She was telling a story about the marriage plot, but if you think of marriage, it is the highest point of agency in a woman's life at that time. And when you put a woman in this position where she can finally make a decision about her progeny, about where her family will land on the social status, we always find her characters at this point of their highest agency, where they're able to engage in society and make decisions on their own about where their place will be. One of the things that I love about retelling Jane Austen and seeing Jane Austen retold is that people are able to comment about a woman's place in society and her agency at any point in your retelling. You get to make this same commentary of Elizabeth looking around saying, isn't this so silly? And I think that's the most fun part of seeing Jane Austen recast and redone, is that everyone gets to look around and point at something and say, wow, isn't this funny? Finally, the OG, Pride and Prejudice. One of my favorite characters to think about is Caroline Bingley, because Caroline Bingley is a specific type of hater. For some reason, whenever I think of recasting Caroline Bingley with a Black actress, I can only think of Whitley Gilbert. I'm not talking about Jasmine Guy. Jasmine Guy is an actress, okay? Whitley Gilbert is a person. Whitley Gilbert is an experience. And I think that Caroline Bingley, if we're recasting Caroline Bingley in particular, it has to be Whitley Gilbert. I don't make the rules. And in fact, if I may put the entire cast of Different World into Pride and Prejudice, allow me, okay? First, you know, Dwayne Wayne, he's very down to earth. I understand that. That's problematic. He's down to earth. But he's also a little bit of a math nerd, a little bit aloof. If you squint, allow me. Is he Mr. Darcy? Work with me. Dwayne Wayne is Mr. Darcy. In season 1 of A Different World, that whole friend group with like Marissa Tomei and Kim and all of them, like those are the sisters. Is Lisa Bonet Elizabeth Bennet? Did I just do something? Oh my God, is it Lisa Bonet? She's very earthy. She's very like, I don't really care about the, imagine Lisa Bonet and Whitley Gilbert. Like just, come on. They're gonna be at loggerheads, right? Oh man. Oh no, that's good. Ryan Coogler, where are you? Look at me. I would watch a Pride and Prejudice in the Sinners multiverse in Mississippi. I would watch that. Even if you made it 1992 LA, okay, which I know you're into, okay? I would watch a Pride and Prejudice with Ryan Coogler.